Hi, and we're back. The TAKful Creator here. Let's get started. May God the Creator bless us. May God the Redeemer heal us. May God the Holy Spirit enlighten us. Give us eyes to see, ears to hear, and hands to do the work of God. Feet to walk the path of justice, and mouths to preach the good news. May the angel of peace, prosperity, love, abundance, guidance, grace watch over us and lead us to the reign of God. Ashe. Last but not least, living room, main type of energy. Okay, so I was thinking about something the other day, and I'm going to start calling the readings social studies. Okay, history was a terrible class. I hated it. Straight A student, but I hated history class. I would say my worst subject, because I just did not care about the way the victor told the story. Okay, that's the whole point of us tapping into the reading, so that we know it from the more or less objective standpoint, instead of the subjective standpoint, where the victor would offer, right? So here we're going to talk about social studies. Yes, it's a general reading. That's what it means. Social studies, general reading. Okay, they're synonyms. So no one attack it. No one else write nothing about it in the comments. Social studies, okay? Not leading anybody astray, because you let the government lead you astray in your history classes for your entire life, and then you let the next generation, the generation after that, and the generation after that, and the generation after that, all be pumped with lies and call it history. Alright, so we're going to call this social studies, because we know that this is definitely the truth, but we need to see if it resonates with you and if it's your truth, okay? So already in the pre-read we have this kind of impassioned energy, right? It's not really rageful, it's not really passionate, it's kind of impassioned. It's the opposite of a push and gusto. It's kind of like a retraction, right? And it has something to do with dining in. Someone's giving bad or cruel jokes on possibly going to a restaurant and like, I'm getting like this is a specific restaurant. Either they have like esteem, or you know, I don't know, maybe someone is working there. So there's something about it where someone is giving some kind of bad or cruel jokes about going and dining in. Okay, well, the ethereal is telling you or them to stay away, steer clear away. Okay, so if your thought is to go into a restaurant and eat there or something like that, because of someone's working there, or you know, someone gave a lot of hype about it and you want to kind of prove them wrong, don't do it. Don't do it. The karma is going to double back and slap you in the face, okay? And I'm gonna be in support of it. Or on the other fence, someone else is offering you bad or cruel jokes, and so if you go in to a restaurant or dining area, you'll receive karma because of the bad or cruel joke someone is attaching to your character, okay? The way that you go about this, and this could be with bigots or racists, okay? So the way that you go about this is be graceful, be humble, okay? The people around you aren't judging you, the divine is judging you. It's a divine test to see how you will act when racists and bigots are giving you bad or cruel jokes in an atmosphere where you're supposed to offer your resources so that you can be nourished, okay? Now, we can already see that how you're going to approach this situation is not going to be rage-filled. It's kind of going to be a bit detached, even though you can tell that it, you know, hurt your feelings in some way, okay? But just know that the divine is telling you your needs will be met. Either your meal will be compensated, or you get like a complimentary stay at a place, or a complimentary something. You're gonna get more than what you asked for because of how you move through this racist or bigoted situation, okay? Now, there is some Cairo and spa. So I'm getting more like not Cairo, but a cryo spa. So it's kind of like putting something to rest over an extended period of time to preserve it for a later date, a future date, a excessive future date, so that you can still be in your prime, you can still be like spry. That's what I'm getting here by like cryo spa. So kind of maybe the test here was to see if you were going to be rage-filled. Oh, with that flash of lightning confirmation. I think it was a test to see if you were going to use your masculine energy for negative means. And this can be as a female or this could be as a male. You're using your masculine energy for positive means while people around you are using it for negative means, to see if you still align with those individuals. And the divine saw that because of this impassioned energy that you have, that you are no longer in alignment with this level of toxicity. Okay, so your regality, right, your sense of peace, and when I mean peace, I mean like a solemn peace, like during like a mourning period. It's that resolve right after you cry. It's like that lull. That's what I'm getting here by this gray in reverse. Okay, so it's like you no longer attach hurtful or aggressive energy to bad or cruel jokes or bigot, racist exploits, and you no longer attach an overly graceful approach where, you know, it doesn't bother you. It's like you know, a sweat off your brow. You no longer approach it in that way. You now approach it as you've went through the healing process, and here is the peace. Well, here, another test. Well, I see that it still exists. That's the lull. It's not that, oh, I'm emotionally vexed, I'm gonna move my life in a different, no, it's, I've seen this before, I know how this will end, and instead of me going through the entire process with you, I will resolve within myself that this is a repeat pattern, and I'll focus my energy on something different. Not, this is a repeat pattern, so I'm gonna do what I did the last time that fixed. No. This is a repeat pattern. You are called to have awareness, and then refocus your energy on something more in line with your designated path, more in line with your purpose, more in line with your mission. Okay, there's some kind of Aries energy and Aquarius energy. So there's an Aries and Aquarius. Let's see. Hi, divine. Can you show me no? Thank you. Can you show me yes? That we're on the right track, and maybe we need a double back. All right, much appreciated. Okay, so we're saying that we have energies in the reading. No, we have specific people that have Aquarius and Aries highly aspected in their astrological chart. Okay, so does the upright and the reverse matter? Is this one energy? No, it's two energies. Okay, so that's why the upright and the reverse matters in this regard. So we have an Aquarius energy that's on one end with this living room main energy. So maybe they're currently sitting in the living room, having a discussion in the living room, speaking about how they want their family to be seen, what they've taught their family, what they've learned from their family. And this has to do with how their family shows up with people outside of the family. Okay, so if the family is showing up with one another, like a sibling on a sibling, then that would be like kitchen energy, right? We are going to teach you that we need to love each other. But, and I don't mean in a sexual way, stop it, clear your minds. But if you're talking about, well, how are the kids interacting with kids at school, then that is living room energy. Okay, because if you were to invite those kids into your place, oftentimes they would start in the living room, maybe make their way to the family room or dining room, depending on where they eat, and eventually, if they're close enough, they'll be in the kitchen energy as one with the family. Okay, but in this living room energy, it's really talking about like, how does our family show up with other people out in the world, and how are those people reacting to how our family is showing up. That's what I'm getting here. And this Aquarius is really thinking about it. They're in the upright here, so it's telling me that they're kind of seeing the lesson here, seeing the lesson that maybe you need to chiropractor, kind of like release tension in certain areas so that the living room can be a more free-flowing environment, and the people around the living room structure can enjoy it just like the people inside the living room structure. Okay, but then you have this Aries that is kind of like the sex worker energy. Let's see, is this Aries actually a sex worker? Is this Aries talking about someone else as if they're a sex worker? No, there's an Aries that talks about sex too much. Sex work, sex work, sex work. That's what it is. Okay, confirmation. And this Aries that only talks about sex and work is now letting the Aquarius know how their family is showing up in the world. Okay? So just like we say, your internal world reflects externally. The people that are around you, how they engage with you, how they interact with you, is based on how you feel inside, how you would navigate something inside, your perceptions, and so on. Okay? If we take all of that and replicate it, not for one person, but for a family of people, we can use the house as the body. Okay? Well, inside the house, you have all these rooms, and this is where, you know, the matriarch and the patriarch show the rest of the family what to do and how to do it, so that when they leave the house, they're able to function in the best way possible. Okay, what does your mind do? Internally, it tells you everything you're supposed to feel, how you're supposed to do things, and all this other stuff. Why? So that your body can move in a certain way for the rest of the world to either take in or push away. Accept or not accept. Okay? We see that this Aquarius is not accepting. So because they're not accepting, because they focus too much on sex, because they focus too much on work, the people that are constantly, I don't know, in support of the Aquarius and their family, overly dramatic. Only people who are emotionally detached. Like, it's extremes. That's what I'm getting here. Like, there's PP, and I'm not seeing the simplicity though. Like, that's the issue with this Aries, and that's why they're in reverse also, because the way that they show up, this Aquarius didn't see, like, it's because they show up like that. And not only do they show up like that, they've been teaching the people in their household to show up in the same way. So when outside people see them, they either say, this is all you're about, or this is the only thing you talk about, or this is the only thing that's a problem. Like, there's no depth. It's all superficial. So now this Aquarius energy is moving away from this Aries light. And I say light because they talk about the same things, because they kind of identify with them, they are seeming to be an ally. They appear to be like a guide, like an assistant, a help, you know? But in actuality, they're not. They're seeing what similarities that they can engage in comfortably, and then that's how they are getting to your good, getting into your good graces. It has nothing to do with them being a good person. It has everything to do with them playing on what you like, what you find important, and so on and so forth. So this Aquarius is seeing that, like, oh, okay, well, work is only important when you're at work, not when other people have to work and you're asking them for money. Okay, well, this Aquarius sees, okay, well, sex is important to you. Sex is so important, but it's not important. And what I mean by sex is so important, talking about it, referencing it, having it be like medicine, like a daily thing. For sex to be so important and then someone not have it on a regular basis is like, well, was it really that important? And then I'm getting in another scenario, like, people talk about sex so much, but then there's other energies that are being called a sex worker, and they're not talking about sex at all. So it's like this Aquarius energy is like, well, who is the real issue? Who isn't the real issue? And that also means, are they the real issue, or aren't they the real issue? Because if they identify with sex is so important, talk about sex, and work, then why are you upset when you have to shift your life because of other people's attachment to sex and work? Okay, now we're seeing the discrepancy. We're seeing the hypocritical nature. And the Aquarius is like, someone has gotten a lottery ticket. Not to say that they were a winner, but someone has gotten a lottery ticket. Someone has hit the gold mine. But in this gold mine, it was costly. Something had to kill / die, or is required to die in, like, you know, a rebirth process, in order for this living room energy to be the main focus. Okay, the esteem of the living room to be the main focus. And this Aquarius now realizes they have to separate from this Aries. In order for their home life to be of esteemed, they need to not let people who just seem like they belong to be around, if that makes sense. They need to shoo them away. Okay, why? So that other energies that are more royal, okay, this confident, matured, wise energy that is in touch with their north node, that's in touch with the divine, that is in touch with the sacral aspect of life, right? This energy coming in and being attracted to this living room energy, so that this Aquarius knows that this is the energy that they're emanating. Instead of pushing this energy away, thinking that it's competition, they need to realize, like, it's frequency. If this energy is coming in, you're emanating that energy, right? And there's something with this purple energy and reconciling. This purple energy is all about reconciliation. They're all about bringing things together. But things can't be brought together. There's bad or cruel jokes over here and bigots and racists. So if that energy is also how this Aquarius is family and the Aquarius is showing up, then they really need to separate themselves from the versions of them they've accepted up until this point. Because on the board, bad, cruel jokes, sinister, bad, cruel jokes at that, bigots, racists, and then feeding people, this dining, they're feeding people with this information. And on top of that, not only are they using expletives like, you know, showing people in negative lights, attaching it to them, and it may not even attach to them, they are overly focusing on the 3D and the materialistic aspect, which we know materials can come and go. Okay, why are you so focused on sex instead of being focused on the connection you gain when you have true, authentic sex? Why are you so enthralled with going to a physical place and giving your energy to someone else when the work that you do on yourself is much more prosperous? It's so much, it amounts to so much more financially. Why is the jailhouse that you have to spend 8 hours a day doing stuff you don't like, why is that so important to you? Why can't that be something you have to do? And then the importance be, how does the family show up in the world? The importance be, how do you show up in the world to support your family showing up in the world better? To support your family showing up in the world and reconciling, living in this divine energy, right? Removing this perfection light from them. And what is that perfection light? I'm not gauging like, oh, they're perfect, they're actually doing stuff right. No, they just believe that they are because they're too afraid to say that they did something wrong. They're too afraid to take the responsibility. They're too afraid to take, I guess, the consequences that come with the responsibility. And in some cases, the responsibility that comes with, the consequence rather, that comes with any responsibility that you have, oftentimes teaches you how to better handle the responsibility. If you're moving in the divine light. If you're moving in a karmic light, no, it's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you. Yes, it's going to hurt you. You're going to get a hard fall. Ha ha ha. It's going to hurt you. But if you're moving in a chosen light, right? You're removing this passionate energy. You're removing the I'm going to skate by and just weasel through the cracks, because you can either be black or you can be white. Not talking about ethnicity, but I mean like in concept, right? You can be this or you can be that. And gray is like, no, we're going to be in between. But we're going to be in between because we are bringing the black and white together. We're going to be in between because that is the safest place for us to be without taking sides in a situation where we're not even engaging in it. Okay? All for this esteem showing up in this real purple light. If all these were in the upright, this purple light wouldn't get the cred it deserves. But with these being in the reverse, this purple light is able to really show how this hard fall, ouch, is going to feel like a hard fall because of these battle cruel jokes, right? This Aquarius energy, unless you want to be a part of the collective that's going through this hard fall, I would suggest that you kill/die. Remove whatever energy that's in you that would attach yourself to this Aries over here. Remove that. It may be costly. Who cares? You are expending the necessary amount for your happiness. You are expending the necessary amount for your progression, your ascension. Okay? If someone said, in order for you to level up, it costs $100, or you can never level up, I bet you $200. You gonna pay that $100. Okay? And at the end of the day, if you are on the right path, your needs will be met. Not this Aries energy. This Aries energy will be attached to this concept until they move in the upright. Once they move in the upright, as someone who wants to be healthy, someone who wants to aid the collective, counseling when necessary, or being able to get counseling if necessary. Until this Aries moves in this light, their needs will not be met. Their needs will be over here in the grounding nature where they need to recollect themselves. Okay? Yeah. You know, let's shuffle a bit. Let's see what else we need to know here before we close out this reading, because this energy, stress. I was gonna say this energy is stressing me out, bro. I literally was about to say that. Okay, we have 2 cards in reverse, some kind of psychopathic energy. Live now, bad and bougie. 3 to 5 course meal. Oh, okay. So maybe this battle cruel jokes is about someone not having the resources to do stuff, but they are spending like they do. They're going to places, they're ordering 3 to 5 course meals, they're living out of their means, okay? In essence, their mind is YOLO, it's very impulsive, and that is not one with the divine. That's one with a possessive or a possessive energy that wants obsessions, that yearns for obsessions, because that's where they feel their value is collected. Okay, they believe, like the mummies are so valuable. Must be a Pisces energy, being dirty or explicit, possibly a caregiver of the elderly, or a Taurus is a caregiver of the elderly, and a fan of anime. But something's about to go up in flames. Someone needs to clean something. There's a crime that was dirty and explicit and in the process of being cleaned up, probably by this Pisces Taurus energy. Now, this Taurus is in reverse. Is this Taurus karmic? No. But the Pisces was in the upright. Okay. Is the Taurus in the reverse because they're not a part of this? The Pisces is the one inflicting this energy. The Taurus is just the topic. Okay. Just like the Aquarius over here was the one redefining their home energy, their living room energy, and the Aries was the topic, right? It was the push in the direction, right? The outside influence is like, oh no, we need to move over here, we need to do over here, we need to do this. Okay, and I'm getting that's the same thing with this. The Pisces energy is the one that is thinking about how to restructure their life. The topic, with camera always shutting off, that you're going to make all future decisions in. That is what this kitchen cooking energy is. Okay, they're acting like a professor or a grad during this portal activation. And that's just because their Scorpio energy is being reversed. We're currently in Mercury retrograde, where Aries and Scorpio signs are receiving the most backlash. Okay, so while Aries is receiving more of these are the problems that you have in your life, how are you going to maneuver them? The Scorpio is kind of like, hey, remember we told you about all these problems you have in your life, now you have to move through it. So we're going to move you through it ourselves. What are you going to do? Your decision is how you flail during this period, whereas the Aries is how much you flail. Okay? But it's because the Scorpio has to let go of this possessive nature. Alright? Look to your dreams. Your dreams are allowing you into your psyche. They're allowing you into And that means go take a nap, like right now. Go take a nap. You see that right there? Boom. Take a nap. Nap time. In order for you to receive your true authenticity, okay? Your true, genuine feelings about what's happening in your life. It's going to play out in your dream. And in your dream, because it's a bit fanatical and because there's a part of you that knows there's not much longevity there, you're able to move through the dream a bit more whimsically. Like in real life, you wouldn't walk down that alley, that dark alley, but in your dream, that's the only place you can. Well, you woke up in the alley, you have to walk down it. Okay? So that's what we mean. If your psyche, your brain, your mind feels like it's in an alley, but you're moving through life as if you have no care in the world, there's misalignment and chaos will ensue. Okay? Protect yourself from that chaos by assuring that your internal world, what you're nourishing yourself with, what you're allowing other people to nourish you with, is for your highest and best good, so that you can nourish other people, go and be, go and act, go and make decisions in your highest vibrational light to assist yourself and the collective to be the best versions of ourselves, which is in line with the divine. Okay. There's a reader who's like, and that was a commercial break. I love it, sis. I love it. Keep it up. I love your energy. At first, like I saw your heading and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is new. I clicked on it. I heard your reading, and you kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. But why did you hurt my feelings? It's because how you said it, how you executed it, was in a way that nothing in me could be like, I don't align with that. You literally spoken in a way that was like, nah, at the end of the day, like, that's me, bro, that's me. And it wasn't even anything bad. It was more so like, you know, you ready for the petty. And I was just like, I mean, well, with most things, karma is petty. I was about to give evidence as to why it's a good thing. And then she explained that no one's saying it's a good or bad thing. We're saying how you use it is a good or bad thing. And XYZ, 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 XYZ. And I was just like, girl, you got me. You got me. And then you explained it in a way that I probably would have explained it to you if I was talking to you, just so that you make me feel comfortable in understanding why I even do what I'm doing. And see that there's, even though I'm doing it in a high vibrational light and I'm doing it well, that there's still room for refinement. There's still room for me to be better, to do better. And I see that on my own all the time. That's the whole point of ascending and leveling up, so that you can be your biggest critic in a way that offers nothing but awareness. If you tell yourself about you, you don't need others to tell you about you. But that was a beautiful example of, even though I could tell myself about me and I could tell everybody about them, there are still so many gifted people out there that it is an honor, not only on your end to be able to tap into my energy like this, but it's an honor for me to be able to connect with you on this spiritual plane, bro. Soul family, I love it. Okay, I'll see you soon, because I know I am just over here chit-chatting it up, okay? I'll see you soon. Until the next